Alright, response video to Pyrrho. Probably just kind of a personal conversation. We probably should do that, on Skype sometime. We did start that and then we stopped and whatever. But we probably could do an hour a week, or two. And it might be useful on different subjects, science mostly and the internet, generally speaking, how to make it better. Yeah. So anyway, so the big news is, I guess, in relation to your video and the timing and such, is that you just lost a big feature, of your data content, the response video, which more and more it's just a social medium. So I guess part of my argument to you would be that yes, it's nice to do all this compiling of people's social interaction. But that's all you got, really. In the end, you just have social interaction. You don't have any serious interaction on the internet. And that's sort of the problem, is that I think we have to create that better interaction. Better... I mean, certainly I have nothing against having better tools to monitor, what's going on. But it's almost like the more utility your tool would have was it's like, tracing a cute kitty video and seeing who has it in their favorites. Even cute deer video. Yes, I see you. Cute deer. Yes. Oh, baby deer, so nervous. So spotted and such. Anyway, light of my life, those deers, actually trying to kill me slowly, one lime tick at a time. Anyway, the vision thing, we're back to the vision thing, we're back to the, I think the, yes, you could probably get there from where you are in terms of creating, through creating a entertainment device. You might be able to create some sort of mechanism that encourages people to connect in more constructive ways. But tracing a bunch of random, idiot trolly commenters doesn't seem to, like, who's got the same annoying assholes commenting on their videos? I mean, it's interesting information, I suppose, but in the end, who cares? It's almost like it's the content, stupid. We're almost back to the 1990, internet mantra. It's about the content, stupid. Where's the content? And that's what seems to be degrading with time, with aging, I suppose. It's just a natural process. We get all the easy stuff over with, and then the hard work begins. And I use the example of television for other things, but it does make things clear that it's really hard to get good content that's commercial content, and that a lot of good stuff requires some sort of investment in time. They almost did cancel Star Trek. These are just the realities of, what have we not had, because everything was dependent on this monetary system. So I guess in that sense, on the pragmatic, practical sense, I could argue that you'd be better off getting your Google job, getting your tripled salary, and maybe spending 1/3 of the tripled salary on paying yourself to do, this better spare time stuff. It might be slower, but, what can I say? Or take 1/3 of your salary to buy days off at work. Yes, I wonder how many days off you could buy. Just say, look, I'll only work 2/3 of the year. Maybe that would work. Maybe you could get an offer from them for a salary and then just say, well, if you give me 1/3 of that much money, I'll just work for 3 months. How's that? And, 4 months on, whatever was left over, 8 months off. Yeah, that sounds cool. So I guess I would go with some approach like that, maybe. Yeah, if it was me. I'd get a part-time job at Google. And then you have plenty of free time to work on this other crap. Or, conversely, never mind. I guess, yeah, so that's from the personal perspective, I guess that's what I'd say. From a personal perspective, we might be better off, like, doing some intensive discussions on physics, writing ourselves up a paper and see if we can get a Nobel Prize or something, and then we'll have a big pile of money that we can do shit with. Maybe that'd be a better strategy. Maybe I should just learn how to play the guitar. Yeah, and get a big pile of money. I could do a bunch of like old revival shows or something, 70s headbanger crap or something. I guess that's 80s. Who knows what the answer is in terms of financing. That's always a bitch. I guess I'm still going to argue that the only thing that I see any utility in is creating mechanisms, that force people to start having real conversations in the world. I mean, all these scientists and all these talking heads, live in this sheltered environment where they don't have to deal with reality people. They don't have to deal with real arguments. It's always controlled arguments. They know what's coming, so to speak. And so it makes them pretty lame and weak. And we got to force them into the real game and force real subjects into the bigger arenas of popular culture. That's what is needed here is a migration. The more constructive thing would be to create a mechanism that refines, our content, consolidates it, edits it, however you want to look at it, for TV, and create some sort of community content in terms of our conversations, like a best of, and see if we can get that put on a network somewhere. These kind of ideas I think have more promise. Even my silly infomercial idea, where you have a self-financing infomercial, where like I said, the part I don't like about it is I don't want to really pay corporations for being son of a bitches, the networks. So yeah, you really don't want to make them money while you're propagandizing, or whatever the right word for it is, trying to sell intelligence to the masses. But I think the idea of, if we could realistically create a debate format, a debate mechanism that had a real good structure, it would be an example for all of mankind in a way, in terms of dispute resolution. Because that's really what you're talking about here. We're talking about resolving conflict in the format that we're arguing in. And it's completely not really conducive to that resolution. Yes, we do persuade some people by having these conversations. We do impact people. But it's not on the scale, And it's certainly not, it's too chaotic a method. There's too many videos to go through, too much crap to go through. And, we need something that, builds up to a pinnacle of more and more improved argumentation, and get everything, percolating up rather than just percolating sideways. We just keep spreading the mess rather than resolving the mess. And, these are mechanisms that I think are buildable. Like the combination of, YouTube and Wikipedia and, Encyclopedia Dramatica or whatever. Just take the best of what's out there in terms of indexing and qualifying and, functional tools, and glean the best out of that, and then, innovate the rest that needs to be created because no one else has done it, because it's just not commercial. But I guess getting back to my point is we both have had conversations about politics and the function of democracy and how it fails. And this all relates. Hey, pup. Because if we can find a mechanism that enables us to resolve, have a very good kind of 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, the truth is exposed kind of thing, some mechanism that does glean us or force us to narrow and for once and for all, put the garbage arguments in the garbage. Get rid of the noise. Yeah, maybe that's a good way to put it. Get the signal to noise ratio at a peak. This could also be useful in politics because obviously there's a big signal to noise problem. There's a big, huge, gigantic, pragmatic problem where reality doesn't matter. Let's just borrow another 2 trillion. That'll get us another week. It's just this, nothing realistic, nothing that could hold up to any kind of real scrutiny. And just, like I said, the mechanism is what's broken. The democracy is failing to represent us. It's failing to represent who we are. It's representing our geography. It's representing our special interest as, members of some union or some other group that wants to cheat the system. But it's certainly not representing us as, in terms of representing our understanding of what's best for the human race. That's certainly not getting represented. Yeah. So, I know you're kind of glued. You got this map thing going, so you might as well finish it up. But yeah, the connectivity on YouTube is obviously migrating into frivolous social yammer. They basically, even the comment section, maybe they'll even knock that down to 200 characters, because it's basically just a, rub your hiney network. Oh, don't you just love him? And that's all it's going to be about. I mean, the fact that they've never made the dislikes accountable just kind of gives it away, right? You can dislike a video and nobody knows about it. The fact that they don't even force that stuff to be public, so you have some kind of way of knowing who's fucking the internet, is just so wrong. But the fact that they make the dislikes invisible is really wrong. So maybe that's a feature they're going to get rid of too. So it'll just be about liking. How many people liked it? That's all that'll matter. They'll just say, well, why have the negative votes at all? They don't mean anything. You either like it or you don't. Yeah. So it's just more and more of a nothing arena. It's a nothing format. It's just a place you put a video. It's not a place you put the video with the expectation that YouTube's infrastructure is going to put any relevance on that video. I just did a search on my videos for something as simple as a reality map in the title, and I couldn't believe how much unrelated crap came up. Who knows what their algorithm is doing, but it's certainly not paying any attention to my search terms. It's just ignoring them, fundamentally. Google's evil, blah, blah, blah. You can't really build any future on its the stuff it considers informative or useful information, because it's not going to make anything useful available, frankly, unless it's useful to its corporate image, its corporate, the idea of selling ads. And ads work on morons, so it wants an audience of morons. It doesn't want an audience. I've never clicked on an ad. Never probably will. Free hookers maybe, but I probably won't believe that ad. So there's no point. I mean, it's decided. That's the game. Its money, its entire corporate structure, its whole identity is built on this idea of advertising. It's a marketing company. The only thing it cares about are tricking dumb people into buying shit they don't need. Period. That's how they make their money. They're just whoring off stupidity. So, yeah. Screw YouTube. Screw Google. Screw building any tools on top of it. And, well, I mean, in the long term. Like I said, in the short term, you might be able to get something out of it. But it's not the future. I think, we got to provide more. We've got to make more. And I think it's doable. But yeah, I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself. And even both of us together probably, neither one of us could probably roll a boulder straight. So, we're going to need more help. We're going to, have to have a chain gang of some kind if we're going to get any real work done. And such. So anyway, just my 2 cents. And 3, whatever it was. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else to say. Yeah, where to move, that is a tricky, I don't know. Moving. Ugh. Yeah, it is funny though. I'm sick of Hawaii. That's a funny line. Yeah, I'm sick of that Paradise Island crap. Had enough of that. I guess. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine. But I don't like the wind. It's nice and calm here. I like the calm. Yeah, calm. Anyway. No, yeah, it's way past enough. Pool looks pretty good. Got a little haze in it. Not perfectly clear. But, filter's not on all the time either. So, it's doing pretty good. A lot better than it was before Gary. Before Gary, it was just a green swamp. So anyway, until next time. Such, ooh, that means a kid is here. Ew. Ew.